Hi, guys. Welcome to the Trigger Show. For you guys, I have a really special show for you guys, and I hope you listen really closely because it's very important. It's about, CV-19. And today I have my co host,
It's Emerald.
and she'll be doing most of the talking. I'll just be asking a few questions of what happened so that way you guys get informed of what's going on. So let's get it on with this show.
All right, a couple weeks ago, my grandmother went to the hospital, right?
Okay.
Um, she has diabetes and her body, for some reason, wasn't absorbing sodium. Happens at, when folks get older. She got hospitalized and for some reason, the hospital kept trying to inject her with medicine she was allergic to. They already knew that. She had allergies to the medicine. She expressed it. My mother expressed it. It's a form of insulin because she would reject it, that specific kind. They were still trying to give her higher doses than she needed. She would say no, so they told her if she ever did need insulin, they would never give her any.
That's really much like against her will. And if she is stating out, for example, that she is allergic to that type, they should be respecting it, not going against her wishes.
Yeah, but that's with holding medical attention. Let's not, you know what I mean? If you know a patient needs insulin that's diabetic, and just because she doesn't want to take something she's allergic to or has a bad reaction to it, now you're not going to give her anything to help her out. What are you doing?
Yeah, they want her to get like most of it their way. The doctors, you know what I mean? The doctors want to get their the way with her.
Yeah, and they kept trying to make it seem as if she had CB19, which was bullshit because they kept testing her. She would come out negative. There's something weird going on in that specific hospital. Supposedly, 6 people died within 5 hours from CB19 that didn't come in with any symptoms or with any problems that were related to it. Somehow, magically, that's what was triggered and that's what they passed away from.
Did you just to interrupt? Did you get to talk to her?
Who, my grandmother?
Yes.
Yeah, she said they kept trying to test her every single day, and that's what they were trying to pin it on, basically.
Okay. And how did you find a way around it, like for them not to like give her, or just to give her the certain amount of insulin instead of like their way?
Because I was in the medical field and I used specific legal terms and I would record every conversation.
You told her that.
Yeah. And I advised my mother to be, because she's her caregiver. She was there recording every conversation. She would constantly fight and argue with them because they wouldn't remove that medicine from her charts or put it on her wristband, that she had allergies to it. They acted like they didn't speak Spanish, like when they would, on purpose, just because my mother would be there all the time, like on top of them, not allowing them to try to label her as a CB19 patient.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So were the patients that died those in within those 6 hours? Was it every single day that was happening,
No, this
or
is
how
within
many?
one day.
One day. O-
Everyone on, she was in ICU,
Okay.
intensive care.
How many days was she in there?
3 days, they wouldn't release her.
They wouldn't release her.
No. And then they were like, whenever she did insulin, her sugar started dropping. She would shake. The nurse was like, "Don't you see? We have other patients. We can't be just focusing on your mom." They told my mom that shit. Well, my grandmother, but yet she was on Facebook sitting her ass down the whole time.
That's what they told you.
Yeah, my mom.
Wow. I guess from my theory, I wasn't there, but just thinking about it, they just wanted to take care of the most important people because I believe they were getting funded because of that, because of the CV-19, and I believe that the government is giving out money to patients or to hospitals that have a lot of CV-19 people in there.
They weren't even helping the people that supposedly had CV19, and they weren't marked as CV19. They were marked like seizure, heart attack.
Yeah.
They weren't marked as that until they died.
Yeah.
So no,
So by them putting them as a death of CV-19,
they would
they
get money.
they would get
That yeah.
money. They would get funded.
Yeah, because my mom talked to the neighbors and
That's
everybody.
why.
They would not want to give medical attention to anyone there,
Yeah.
and they didn't. They were not marked as CV-19.
Okay. And like the media and everything, they're trying to make them look like they're heroes, but in reality, they're the bad guys. You're going to a place where you're gonna get the care that you need. Okay, quote unquote, the care that you need, and it's called a hospitality. They're supposed to treat you well, but instead they're treating you like shit and trying to kill you. That doesn't sound right to me at all. Just get out of there. If you're still out there in the hospitals, I know that some people really need the care, but if you don't need to go to a hospital, just don't go. And just if you do go, just make sure that you're on top of it. Anyways, so they wouldn't let her out. So how did you get her out, or how did your mom get her out?
Once her sodium levels went up and she was stabilized, basically she would try to make sure that she did her research on a normal sodium level. When she reached that, she was able to try to get the doctor to um, give her like not I don't know how to call it dispatch papers. Well, to release her basically. Several days you're like, oh, the doctor didn't come in today. The doctor didn't come in today. I'm like, bullshit. There's not a doctor in the whole hospital that can release her.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, we can't. We don't have the
So
paperwork
how is the doctor running
because
the whole hospital?
my mom said she had so much recording. Basically, my mom threatened him suing them, and then they try to pull a last stunt. Supposedly, this man didn't speak Spanish the whole time she was there to help her. Suddenly, the last day before she got out, they released her. He all of a sudden magically spoke Spanish and tried to give her like this breathing test, trying to force her to reach. I think it was 800. My grandma has always been very athletic with no serious medical like history of incident. She reached 1,000. He kept trying to make her do it over and over again until it reached 10 times. She hit it 1,000 10 times.
What the hell?
She was supposed to reach 800 10 times. She did 1,000. She's like, anything else you need me to do? When grandma's a
Yeah,
smart ass. Yeah.
damn. That is really some good story that you have. And just to put it out there, if I will put it on the link below. Check out Dr. Jensen. This guy would open your eyes up. He basically spoke out about that the disease that we're going through, or the virus that we're going through, and basically his medical is certificate or practice is on the line because he spoke about it, and basically saying, and I'm just going to summarize it, where he was saying that the doctors were sent an email where they had to put their patients as CV-19 of their death. And the reason being, that's why you're seeing on the media and the news, the boost of numbers, when in reality they never even did the test. And from your story, from what I'm getting, is that they were so anxious, from putting her on a CV-19 case, and
Mm-hmm.
then trying to kill her, even though they were doing these tests so that way they could back it up, and just in case she died, that she actually you know did test positive, with CV-19.
Oh, I forgot to mention the most beautiful, wonderful thing they did.
Uh-oh.
Sarcastically, I'm saying. They tried to mark her as that she came in from a seizure.
Mm.
Bullshit. We have all the evidence in the world that she didn't suffer from a seizure, especially from the paperwork that they gave us from whenever she got admitted in. She had low sodium, dangerously low sodium. It wasn't a fucking seizure.
Wow. Well, I have no comments about this. All I gotta say is that you can't really trust hospitals right now, especially during these times when they're trying to get funded by the government.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. Okay, and and your grandma's a very strong woman for enduring and those during those 3 days. Imagine a whole week of what would have
I
happened.
think it was longer than 3 days. I don't remember. I couldn't remember how
Okay.
long it was.
All right. Well, we're just gonna wrap it up. Anything else you want to say, Emerald?
Based off where I used to work and where my friends used to work, I am suggesting people go to Methodist Hospital. Just saying, don't go to Saint, what rhymes with Juke. You feel?
All right. All right. Be safe, guys, and be woke. See you guys later.